Hi, Star Family. Thank you guys so much for joining me here for your reading. This is a super interesting one. It really is going to be a free flow session, but there's just a lot that I'm hearing has been on your mind, which is super interesting. There's a lot that's been on your mind around why your heart's calling you to do certain things during this time, because it doesn't fully make sense to the human, but there's something bigger that guides you now. That's what I'm hearing. And I feel like a lot of you are going through a refinement period when it comes to your belief systems, and you're even transcending any beliefs and you're returning to your ancient wisdom where there is just this pure knowing in this experience. And the frameworks in which you view reality through have completely shifted from this myopic point of view under this illusion of separation into a far broader range of universal truth. And there's almost like this universal awareness that's coming through. And it's funny because I keep hearing like, first things first, and we get that introduction. And there's something about like you're being introduced to higher fractals of self. You're literally being introduced to like all of yourself, and you're remembering yourself as this multiversal universal organism, and you extend far beyond this physical vessel, and you are really maturing. You are really maturing to the point where you realize that you are not this physical vessel. You are literally the higher timeless consciousness that is seated within this physical vessel and navigates your experience on earth through this vehicle. So there's definitely this merging between your higher and lower nature during this time, and you're recovering a lot of multidimensional memory, and you're not just seeded onto this planet for no reason. It's like you realize that you were seeded onto this planet and you're finally remembering why. And I'm hearing to advance yourself, to assist in the advancement of this civilization that has risen and fallen. And you guys are, I'm hearing preparing like this to sustain a legacy. This thing about the substance of this, the quality of what you're building right now, But to this analytical mind, right, there's something about like the attachment of that. Like you're almost watering a tree, right, that you may never sit under the shade of in this lifetime, and the heart knows that like it will continue to live on. There's something about you will continue to live on. And this is something that you've been working on throughout many incarnations, by the way. That's what I'm seeing. Like this is literally something that you've been recovering throughout many incarnations, and you've left yourself these keys and codes and clues, and you've now like recovered and activated dormant aspects of yourself that I'm hearing get reset back to dormant through every incarnation, and you've been able to awaken them and remember them without failure. So it's almost like I'm hearing you're picking up where you left off, which is a really interesting thing right now. And it's because you're guiding yourself from a higher point of view. It's like your oversoul is allowing you to anchor down some kind of divine assistance and guidance, and you have been able to merge with your oversoul. That's literally what I'm seeing. And you are now you are moving as a divine being on this earth. I'm almost seeing like a demigod, like Christ consciousness energy, where you do not see yourself separate from infinite potential whatsoever, and you are not even bound by the you're not affected by the archetypal hierarchy or manifestations, right, of earth. It's like that you're in a whole different, I'm hearing universal cosmic game, right? You're not just bounded to like this these stories on earth that the human has undergone. It's like you've been able to surpass that. You do not attach to anything. You may be in this world, but you are not of it by any means. And I feel like everyone sees that. I'm seeing the thing of like I'm not from this realm, and I think everyone can tell type of vibes. I feel like that's what's going on with you, and that's why people look at you differently. There could be something about you kind of surpassing and transcending the the archetype that your physical vessel could have even taken on in terms of like your star sign. You could have realized as soon as you connected with versions of self from other planetary star systems, and I'm hearing that DNA has been activated inside of your multidimensional field, you're like, all right, well, what happens to the version of myself that transcends this solar system? You know, it's almost like we have a different solar system there. So it's like, I must be more than just my sign. You know, it's like you're seeing yourself as all and also nothing simultaneously, returning back to infinite potential. That's what this is about. So you're like not we're like the usual. We're like not the usual. And it's interesting. I'm seeing like a menu and like a selection of choices, which shows like choices and your consequences. And it's like you're applying your free will, but you also realize that you are not free from the choices that you make. And there's something about like there's a purpose between every choice that you make, even though it may kind of go over some's head. There's like there's a purpose for everything that you do. Like every step that you take, there's a purpose behind it. And yeah, it's super interesting. Yeah, let's see what's going on. Let's open with a gateway of light activation. Angelic frequency, you guys are literally an earth angel. I'm hearing you're seen as such. We have Gaia, gateway activation, learning experiences, wisdom transmission, earth intelligence. Listen, your intelligence even goes beyond this earth. Again, you're returning back to that ancient wisdom, okay? You're returning back to your true nature, you know, and all of yourself, not just one small fragment on earth. And also the work that you're doing to transcend these systems that keep us in separation. And you returning to not just individual awareness in regard to this, but also like a universal awareness, right? You are doing such big work. You're pulling forward your ancestral lineages through the programs that you had taken on and being able to transcend those programs and being able to transcend your lineage that has been affected by any kind of archetypal manifestations or hierarchies that keep us bound and tied to the physical realm. You were so detached. Did you know that you're so detached from this experience? It's actually divine. Let's take a look at yeah, your ancestors are ascending through you, and also through your own ascension journey, you're also pulling forward your starseed lineages, okay? That's the other message that's coming through. Let's see if I can find. I've never seen this card actually. So you guys are definitely, you're healing the DNA of the earth, because you are literally made up of the cells of the earth's DNA. Okay, so there's something about this is linked to your Akashic records here, where it's like you're seeing the interconnected system that we all exist within, the interconnected system that stores the memory of all living organisms. So learning experiences, wisdom transmission, earth intelligence. You know what it is? Yeah, you understand like the initial soul contracts of the real history of earth. That's almost what it gives me. Like you can connect to this. Again, you're moving for many years. Ascension has been thought of as moving beyond limitations of the body and transcending the physical realm, but it is in fact the process of becoming present in the body and full awareness of the spirit within. And that's literally what's going on. Like you are maturing, right? And that maturing process is to integrate with the whole of yourself and to realize that you are not just this physical vessel, but you are the timeless consciousness that navigates your experience on earth through this vehicle, and your vehicle and your spirit move as one, right? And in knowing this, you now have like mastery over matter. So the Gaia gateway is found below our feet under the earth star chakra, but when we're connected to it, it's best to imagine the center of the earth. All right, so you guys are very much connected to the center of the earth. Your message is sometimes it is not our role to know how everything will unfold. When you draw this card, it's a reminder to trust the plan. The wisdom of Gaia is within you, and at this time you can enjoy the natural expansion that is taking place. And I'm also seeing like your magnetite crystal within your brain. So look at a lot of you again. There's something about you kind of growing more grey matter and having heightened states of awareness, to the point where it's like your electromagnetic field, it's like you're so in tune with the rhythm and flow of the earth, to the point where your heart space is like guiding everything, right? Your heart space is guiding everything. So you have a tendency to go traveling and look to the stars for answers, but realize that the planet you call home has much to offer to you. You have chosen to be here. This may not be easy to accept, especially if your current reality is a harsh one, but your current experiences are vital for your growth. The earth herself cannot escape the challenges that she is facing at this time. Learn from her strength, learn from her yearning for a better future. Come back to her. She is your chosen home. So there's something about literally coming back to yourself, and you're able to transcend. And when I say this, you can literally see the whole of Earth, right? And our host or solar system from a higher perspective, right? From a universal truth and awareness. And from this higher perspective, you can't even reach this point if you're not willing to transcend beyond this realm. Okay, so there's something about you can kind of see how that impacts us, how that can influence us energetically, and you are learning to kind of transcend any kind of limitations from this and see yourself as experiencing all of it, but then also being attached to none of it at the same time. So there's something about kind of going in and out, like from first person through to like third person, you know, like almost like being, I'm hearing like the narrator of your own story on Earth. Like some of you could really, it's like giving me out of body experiences that you guys have. Oh, this is giving like remote viewing energy. It's like almost like you're remote viewing your experience on Earth. That's what I'm seeing. And it's like you're able to attune your frequency and gather intel even from the version of yourself in higher bandwidths of frequency light, right, in other time dimensions, to kind of see your experience on Earth from a higher perspective too, as well as from the human's perspective to the other version. I don't know, there's something, yeah, you could be entangled quantumly. That could be it, like quantum non-locality. Like the work that you're doing on Earth is also bleeding into all dimensional timelines, all dimensions of time. So there's something about this is like a conscious co-creation that's going on, but I'm seeing like this literally like this source code that you guys have. Anyway, super interesting. As a reminder to trust the plan. And again, this could be about the heart space, right? Yeah, that's why you're being called to do certain things. That's how we opened up. Yeah, you have Earth Star activation at the base, which is your higher self. It's literally your non-physical divine feminine ether matter, right? Ether meeting matter. So Earth Star activation, and then you have Gaia gateway activation. So this is about your higher self. And I'm definitely going to read this because it's at the base, and it also talks about, it's literally right behind the crown chakra, which is your connection to your higher self as well. But Earth Star activation, it literally talks about the work that you've been doing through like many incarnations, which is literally what we've been talking about. So again, a lot of you've been here, you've been doing this type of energy, and it's like you're picking up where you left off. That's literally what it gives me. Let's try and find it. Let's take a look at her. And this is Isis energy. So again, this is about the Egyptian goddess Isis, appears on the card as our spiritual guide. She's a high priestess. It also talks about it's our gateway to the underworld of the earth, a space of sacred magic and mysteries where we find the tools, gifts, and skills the ancients used. And again, ancient wisdom, right, to connect with the earth and her wisdom. So it's like you have a different connection when it comes to the DNA of the earth. So a lot of you could definitely be tuning into the Akashic records. That's what it gives me, which is like this infinite, database. So again, the stars, who knows the importance of connecting with the underworld, stay grounded. You're tuning into your magic, your wisdom, and experiences you have pushed down, both in this incarnation and in previous lifetimes. These tools could be helpful on the next phase of your journey. So when you draw this card, know your Earth Star has been activated and the wisdom you once ignored is finally being acknowledged. You know what this gives me? It gives me like going from literally consciousness, fragmenting yourself into a separate state of awareness, descending onto Earth, and then returning back afterwards to the whole. So there's something about becoming whole and becoming, it's like if you look into all finite, right, which is like this vessel, you will find and uncover the infinite. But there's something about being formless, coming into form, and then having to become formless again before returning back to the non-physical, right? And that can assist you when it comes to traveling through different dimensions of hyperspace. So a lot of you are kind of mastering this. Gives me like Egyptian Book of the Dead type of vibes, especially with Isis energy here. It gives me like, how can you become non-physical and remember yourself as such before your implosion, before the death of a star and the birth of a cell, right? Before your energy that's not created or destroyed is only going to be transferred into a higher time dimension. There's something about how can you assist in that navigation back into the non-physical realm, so that you can remember yourself quicker and quicker each time as such. Yeah, there's something around that specifically. And the best way that you can do that is by being as detached in this experience as you can and the programs. And again, like not being affected by the strong archetypal manifestations that again affect the psyche oftentimes, because there's like a dissonance between your true self, right? Which is your version of self that goes beyond all galaxies, its source, right? That does not identify as anything. So there's something about, again, you are all or nothing. I am that I am, right? You're not attached to anything, no labels, no nothing, no, like just free like the wind. Yeah, this is really interesting, or very, very interesting. Star activation. It's like you can work with it, you're all of it, right? You're all of it, but you're also none of it at the same time, you know? So it's being able to come back to that 0 point. Okay. So it also talks about the rejected parts of yourself are now being rediscovered. There is an opportunity for you to rediscover that magic too, but stay firmly rooted in all of your endeavors. Let the earth hold and sustain you. Don't rush ahead. In fact, if you've been wondering if it's time to move forward, know that it isn't. Stay put for the time being. Important information is about to be revealed, so wait and stand strong. This is a time of integration and rest rather than being pushing forward. Great wisdom lies within you. Dive deep and find it, and have trust in yourself. You have more strength than you realize. So there's something about you've been doing this work for many incarnations, and you are here to assist when it comes to the restoration of the golden age and the advancement of our civilization to be able to ascend into a universal universal unity. You know, there's something about universal awareness right now, and it's hard when there's individual separation going on. Everyone's living under the illusion of separation in this realm, and there's something about you have like individual awareness around this, but now you're retaining your universal awareness. So there's something that you're doing here to lead by example. People could see you as like a divine being, which is like it kind of gives me like demigod vibes. Again, Christ consciousness, Horus energy, where it's like you may have descended onto earth and forgotten who you were, but then you went through certain experiences that were the optimal set of conditions for you to be able to trigger your awakening to the point where, and again, this often does happen right now at this stage through like, what's the word? Like not necessarily suffering, but through tragedy. So again, a lot of you what seem to be like a perceived tragedy, it actually has become your biggest catalyst to come back to yourself. There's something around that. But yeah, you're so detached and you're moving through this experience very fluidly as well. It's like on a different level. Okay, let's see. We're gonna have to get a star child message. Yeah, we have Spirit of the River and experiencing life as it comes, movement towards adventure. This basically talks about literally all rivers lead you to the ocean. And there's something about, it reminds me of the quote of, what does it say? Something about like, the roots of your being are like your ancestors, and there's something about you being totally connected to that, especially when it comes to even like your parallel, again, previous incarnations or past lives, and picking up where you left off. There's something specific in regards to this. Drifter, experiencing life as it comes, and it will make sense. Okay. Let's take a look at Drifter, experiencing life as it comes, because you're like seeking an essence, but you don't know what the form of that is. But it's like, you know, like some of you have a vision of what it is that you're here to do. And again, you're not afraid of like death or endings, especially in this experience on Earth, right? Death can be like just an ending, which is a new beginning in disguise. You realize that it's just a glimpse into a new dimension, quite literally, where new stories will begin to play out. But yeah, you are not even like a physical form, right? You're the creative life force that is anchored into this physical vessel temporarily before your departure. But you realize where people are existing in such states of profound suffering, to the point where upon their departure or implosion, the vibrational frequency is at a very low oscillant, so it creates like this disembodied soul. So a lot of you could be here to kind of like assist people in their ascension into becoming like formless, which is to detach from the constructs of this matrix before departing this earth. So you could be assisting in, I'm hearing like the arrival and departure. There could be something about like the crossing the threshold. But you've mastered this, like you've mastered your navigation directly into the non-physical realm. And you've mastered also like while you're in the physical realm, having a physical experience, how you're able to have that consistent connection and you're not separate from the two. So there's something very interesting about you. Okay, again, this is about following the wind and exploring life's opportunities, stepping out of basically the ordinary, and again, cutting the mooring lines holding you to the dock. It's not important to know the destination before you set sail. It will become clear as you leave the port. So again, there's something about like following the heart's desires during this experience. Do not wait for a map, as there is none where you're destined to go, but be sure that you do have a compass to keep you true. So this is your internal navigation system, right, via your soul. And that could be, again, like the electromagnetic field. Yours is pure love and your intention to be free even of your own beliefs and preconceptions. So again, like you're seeing and almost observing the beliefs of the human, and you're realizing there is only this all-knowing. So if you appreciate the energy of the drifter, so there's something about you, again, all rivers lead to the ocean, and it's so interesting because again you have spirit of the river. So you're just being instead of doing, and in that state of being you're returning back to that pure knowing. And there's something about like your internal voice is drowning out all of the external noise in this experience. So you're going to find something that you didn't even know that you were seeking. You're about to find something that you didn't even know that you were seeking right now. So movement towards adventure, allowing and trusting the current. So there's a new adventure awaiting for you. Some things in your life are subject to forces beyond your control. Recognize this, step back, and trust the flow. Simply the way things are at this moment. All will be well. All right, let's take a look at an energy oracle message too. I definitely want to get a star child message. 6th chakra, Metatron, Archangel. So this is your third eye. You guys are tuning this finely tuned instrument, which is your discernment lens, and this is allowing you to basically perceive things from a higher octave, from a higher nature. With your third eye, this is your multi-sensory perception system. So you are literally able to even like, can you see it, child? Like, can you see it moving, right? Can you see it breathing? Can you see everything truly as it is? You guys could be definitely activating your pineal gland. And then again, this is like connections to dimethyltryptamine, which is like the spirit molecule. Some of you, again, this is like navigation that you have even in the astral realm. It's like you guys could be, I'm hearing astral training. A great traveler is the one that knows how to travel with the mind. So you could even be like remote viewing. You could be doing like multiple exercises, even if this is like imagination. When it comes to receiving a preview of like your life's upcomings, it's like you're able to kind of see a glimpse into your destiny before it unfolds. It kind of gives me that energy. And then you have Healer of the Ages, so there's almost like a remembrance of what you've come here to do, because this is like Christ consciousness energy. Okay, so 6th chakra, let's take a look at 14. So Archangel Metatron could be working with you. Clarity of thought, personal vision. This talks about being devoted, having clear thought, and it appears upright when you're it indicates a much greater clarity in your thought process, an expanded perspective towards broader horizons. And that's what it is. You guys are broadening your perspective from just the myopic point of view or lens that the human can see life through, and you're seeing things through the life of the eye of the soul. That's what the third eye is, right? You're looking at life through the eyes of the soul. So some new perceptions are taking hold, and the clouds of confusion are clearing. In some ways, this could be a new beginning. Okay, there's something about like you can't solve your kind of earthly adversities from like the same level of consciousness that these adversities have taken place at. So what you're doing to bypass that, I'm hearing, is you're anchoring down higher planes of consciousness into your being, and that helps you to see through the clouds of confusion. Okay, because I'm seeing you kind of like oversee even like the solar system. You're way above the clouds, so it's like you have a lot of foresight. You have like a, again, higher vantage point, if you will, in regards to how to navigate your earthly experiences. That's literally what it gives me. So now's the time to focus on your personal vision. What do you want out of your life, and what do you want it to look like in the years ahead? Create a clear picture of that and support it with your daily thoughts. The insight that you need to create a vibrant life is available to you now. So again, a lot of you, it's like, you know, you're probably at the stage where it's like you don't even fear death. It's more of like, you don't have any fear, but it's more like you're not leaving until what it is that you've set out to do in terms of your intention is achieved, and your definition of success when it comes to the soul versus the ego could look very, very different. And there's something about allowing them to move as one, like one vehicle. Yeah, you look very advanced. This is not just like, it's not going to be a reading for people, you know, separate states of awareness. Living under the veils of Maya. You guys are living under the veils of Leela. You're in pure creator mode. Creator mode has been activated tenfold. Okay, we have multidimensional. Literally, you're activating your multidimensional DNA, and you also have surrender. So this is something that you have to, it's beyond you. It literally beyond you. Okay, let's see. Let me read this card for you guys, because it's going to be kind of important here. This is number 4, and it also is Metatron's cube. So a higher aspect guides every, I'm hearing like every aspect of your life, multiple dimensions, timelines, other life experiences. Be yourself, don't even try to fit in. Guidance from the stars, potentials. High vibrational visions are coming to me from the cosmic guides and angels. I've drawn this card because they are reaching out to my open heart and to my dreams. We're being shown many realities, many versions of yourself. Your earth self is only one version, and you can be on many planets and in many dimensions simultaneously. So there's something about you guys being guided literally by like a higher power, a higher fractal self that's existing in a higher time dimension that literally can oversee all the like infinite possibilities that lie ahead of you when it comes to every single universe within this multiverse. What decisions can you make that can lock in and solidify, like based on the actions that you decide to take and how you choose to apply your free will, for you to be able to experience some kind of sequence of events that leads you towards your highest expression or your highest timeline, or allows you to fulfill your soul's desires that had initially intended to experience when descending onto Earth. So something about you being reminded of this. This is something that you cannot forget, right? So your earth self is only one version. It's like, you know what it is? I'm hearing it's like to the point where it's like you can no longer even apply your free will to anything or anyone in like your experience that you feel like would kind of be a liability to your mission, or anyone or anything that it's like you know, like a conscience is more than a conscience. It's like I'm seeing like the devil and the angel on your shoulder, but the devil is not even like, you're not tied to the physical realm at all. Only in the way of like you being seated in this vessel, but that's about it. There's no more attachments. Your ego is not like guiding the experience. Is the soul, all right, that's using the ego to move through this experience as one. and because of that, you're your higher self in physical form. You know, it's like you have a very healthy, but yeah, I'm seeing like a, you wouldn't even if you tried, you wouldn't even be able to, like, it insults your soul to the degree where it's like you can't do something that feels out of alignment with you, because it's not in resonance, it's not even an option at this point, you know. It kind of gives me that energy. It's like you're having to make decisions so consciously, where it feels like, you know, where it feels like someone that you really, really admire may be watching you at all times. It's like the universe is always watching, you know, you're very, very aware. So your Earth self is only one version. You can be on many planets and in many dimensions simultaneously. The emotional issues that you are working out on Earth reflect many other lives in many other worlds. So the work that you're doing bleeds into all dimensions, okay, across space and time and beyond, into, like, on Earth, the voice of the ego can be strong and might try to distract you from this spiritual process. If you're not caught up in its machinist, you can still hear it around you in warning and advice, even if it is meant kindly. Do not be put off by these ego voices, dear one. The plan that you are fulfilling is much greater than it may appear on first sight. Every act has infinite vertebrations throughout the universe, which, however, doesn't judge any vibration. Allow your vision to expand to these infinite proportions so that you can be free of ego. All dimensional versions of you are in support of your earthly life, in loving support of the heart. Okay, so this could be clarity in your dreams or meditations, connecting you to other dimensional versions of self. In the light realms, your cosmic self is showing you the path to love and integrity. So you guys are leading with integrity, right? That's what this is. It may not even be easy all the time, because it's not what the analytical mind always wants to do. The analytical mind usually wants to, you know, again, even like the analytical mind, right? The brain is formatted to even like separate these time dimensions, and you're realizing that they exist all here right now. You just attune to them via your frequency, and you guys are already attuned to a higher vibration. So you're literally, if you know, you know. That's what I'll say. If you know, you know. Okay. Yeah, the guidance comes together to support your earthly journey. That's basically what's going on, right? In this process of embracing more of your infinite self, it becomes less important to try to fit in. So you guys aren't even like, you don't even care about fitting in, because you weren't even made to fit in. It's like giving me that type of energy. The Pleiadians could be showing you more of your multidimensional self and your infinity. And this is allowing you to, again, enter into new realms. So there's like a sacred journey that you guys are on during this time. And your multidimensional self is already incarnated on Earth as you, right? But now you're being asked to bring through even more of these energies. They come through in your crown, your pineal gland, third eye, and into your higher heart. So you guys literally are connecting the lower, the middle, and the upper dantian, right? You guys are literally merging your higher nature into your earthly experience. That's really what this is, okay? You're not separate from this. And again, the light of multidimensional starseed is ego defeating. So it's a vibration that the ego cannot tolerate, because it dissolves in the face of this light, which gives me, again, it's the same thing applies even to like star signs or zodiac signs, which again, super useful and helpful upon earthly navigation, but at some point you kind of transcend beyond it. You realize that, okay, you are kind of all of them and also none of them simultaneously. So you don't attach to that, you know. It's like you don't blame things on the stars. It's like you take spiritual accountability for every aspect of your life, and we're moving towards this, right? It's like you've taken on this archetype to be able to transcend it, not just for yourself but also for your ancestors, right? There's certain wounds that you're healing through this archetype, and through like compartmentalizing the pros or cons or the contrast, right? It's like you come back into that neutrality of it all. So yeah, super interesting. Allow cosmic beings to recalibrate your DNA. Yeah, that's what's going on right now. Wow. Okay, we're going to close out with some starseed messages, and then I'm going to love and leave you guys right there. Oh my god, I don't think we're going to do much else, just because I want to get one more read out for you guys. It's probably just going to be like a quick one, because I'm about to go live with you after this. Okay, let's see. Awakening, right? Energetic upgrades, a new way of being. Integration. To integrate is to become healed. To heal is to become whole with all aspects of yourself, okay? Awakening is not changing who you are. It's just discarding all the things whom you are not, right? Belief systems, all of this. The ever unfolding rose, is cracked open. It's happening for you and not not to you. You have fallen into my arms, the extremes of life, surrender, holding opposite. So again, you're holding space for the paradox of this reality. Two truths can be true. At the same time, it just depends what filter of perception you're viewing your experience through. You also have you are not alone. So again, this is literally like the higher self and the lower self merging. This is about physical connection that you have. You also have karmic relationships, orient energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. So this even could be like internal conflict with yourself, okay? Which truth is truer, right? Pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down time in nature, in stillness, or everything that you need to hear will get loud, it will become clear. Star family at the base, you're a part of a team of souls, call in support, okay? You can call in support from all fragments of self dispersed around all time dimensions, all frequencies, and you can attune into yourself. Just tune in. Right, you guys are like a radio station. But I'm a love and leave you right there. If you're not already subscribed to this channel and want to stick on for future reads, you can consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. Personal reads are also down below. Again, it's all the interconnected network. You literally have the flower of life as well. Okay, we're coming back to that geometric structure. But yeah, until next time, bye.